We're live. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Let's just make sure we're stable. We're up. We're doing okay. Which I think we are. On this fantastic, beautiful, glorious day. Look at the sky. Look at the day. Look at the day. Right, quick pan around. This is us facing south. I wonder if anyone can tell where we are. That's the top of our hill that we're on just now. Over, just in shot at the edge of the, just peeking over the edge of the grass there is the observatory, and the city centre is off in that direction in Edinburgh. So we're up, we're live, we're safe. Let's do this. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. If you're a subscriber to my channel, welcome along. Thank you for watching. If you're joining us for the first time, you're watching Crighton Pet Services live dog walk. I do this for a living. I look after people's pets. And today I'm out with 6 dogs, 6 of my motley crew, 6 of the 23, if we're going to be precise about this, I look after during the week. And we've got a pretty good crew out with us today. We have had a couple of challenges, I have to be honest. And we'll start off with doing an introduction, and we'll come back to the challenges we've had in a moment or two. But yeah, we'll get round to the issue and why I've titled the video the way that I have in a moment. But for the time being, just soak this in, guys. Soak it up. It is fantastic. What a day. Dogs are loving it. Noses down, enjoying this enrichment. And let's do the quick intro. So we have our 2 border terriers here. So the darker one is Stanley, he's our newest dog. And the one on the right is Otis. The white dog is Charlie, he's our Westie. Hey buddy, thank you for popping up on camera there. We also have our cockapoo Nell. Hello sweet pea. You show me, I think I'm getting your belly, am I? No, not quite, nearly. We have our Shih Tzu, who is Barney. Hi bud, I'll get out of your shot. There we go. Hello boy, how are you doing? And as always, our sturdy beagle, Ruby, who has dragged me from pillar to post this morning, and I think is hunkering down to settle in to try and meet the dog that is sort of heading towards us. So we're going to actually just walk away a little bit while I talk, because I don't want us to have any interruptions while we're doing this. I don't think they're coming our way anyway. And she's shouting at the dog, so it's always a good sign of control. We don't like getting in people's way. There are 6 of us, and people's lives are difficult enough without us getting under their feet or interrupting their daily routine or chasing them or causing bother. And I'm not saying it happens. I'm not saying we're perfect and we're able to do things perfectly every single day, but we do a very good attempt at trying to do things right. And that is part of the reason that we go live, and part of the reason that I can go live and show you what I'm doing is because we've managed to get the dogs into a condition where I don't have to give them an awful lot of attention for them to do what I say. I don't need to have them on the lead, with the exception of Ruby. And she's not on the lead because she can't be trusted not to run away. She's on the lead because she likes to hunt into bushes and stay in bushes that I can't get into for 2 and 3 hours. But for most of our walk, she'll walk with the team and by our side, and so will the others. Their recall is good. Their understanding of other dogs is good. And their response to me is pretty good, as I'm going to show you that just now with Otis. Otis! Oh, you started coming before I said it, bud. But you can have a little biscuit for that effort. Good boy. Do you want one, Stanley? If you want one, you don't jump on me, bud. I know that some of the other border terriers might have shown you that, but can you sit nice for me? Good puppy. Good. Good Nell. Good girl. Good Charlie. You were sitting too. Well done. Barney, can you sit? Barney, sit. Come on, Obin. There you go. Good boy. Good puppy. You've all had, apart from Ruby, she's not bothered. Her nose is up. You see that flickering up there? sometimes the quality of the video isn't quite good enough to catch all the detail, but her nose is up in the air and it's twitching, you know. She's definitely picked up on something that she's familiar with. So as I was saying, we try our best to try and keep out of people's way and not cause anyone any trouble, but today we had the opposite, where a dog came up to us, an intact Labrador, and he would not leave us alone. It was actually quite a challenge, and the owner was probably, so I use an app, I use a GPS app to plot the route that I take. It's active right now, it's recording all these little steps that I'm taking, and I paced the route from where he collected the dog, and I went and met him about halfway to where the dog had left him, and it was about 200 meters away. So it's quite a significant distance to not have your dog around. So hence the title and hence the description. I'm just going to talk very briefly about what it means to have a dog under control, because I told him, I said, look, your dog isn't under control, and he said, my dog's under control fine. He's a big fat guy, he could hardly walk. I kind of would have felt sorry for him if his dog hadn't been such a pest. Anyway, he was clearly struggling, and fair enough, like, dogs are a great way to get yourself fit and get outside and enjoy the terrain, but it comes with a responsibility, right? It comes with quite a big deal of responsibility. You've got to pick up after it, check, okay? You got to make sure that you have a lead for it and a collar, and he didn't have a lead. The dog did have a collar, mind you, but he didn't have a lead for the dog. And basically the first definition is that you have to have your dog within sight at all times. So with what we're doing just now, yeah, a couple of them might be back in the longer grass, or they might be following their nose and truffling around, but they're all within sight of what we're doing just now. If I pan the camera, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Otis, and down behind me is Nell, 6. So we've got that as we need. And then if your dog is off the lead, you need to be able to recall them to you within 2 meters, which is the distance we are away here just now. I'm going to paste that out. So there's 1 meter, there's 2 meters, right? That was they were within that kind of 2 meter span just now. So Barney is no longer within that 2 meter span. So if I need to get Barney away from anything, he needs to come back to me within that space when I ask him to. That's the definition of under control. So you need to be able to see the dog, and you need to be able to call them to you should you need them to be with you. And this guy, as I said, rather frustratingly, we went and met him about halfway. The dog followed us and the team all the way up to him, paced out on the GPS. It was about 200 meters, or just over, that he was away from us, from his dog. And that's quite significant. In fact, it's further than here to that telephone mast by probably double the distance. So it was a bit frustrating. And the dog, although, you know, in inverted commas, friendly, it wasn't a very well behaved dog. So the kind of dogs have to learn, right? You have to allow dogs to get into social situations where they understand from older dogs and from younger dogs as well, you know, more playful dogs, that kind of thing. They need to learn what they can do, what they can't do, what they can get away with, what they can't get away with. But this guy basically had zero control of his environment and zero control of his pet. And then when I said to him, hey, look, can you just take your dog away? He said, oh, you've got your hands full. I said, look, I'm not getting into conversations with you. Just take your dog away. Just take him away. Oh, there's no need to be like that. And he started swearing, and we don't do swearing on the live streams or any of the videos. And so of course it was my fault at this stage, the way that he's acting, the way that he's behaving. And then I said, look, I'm not entertaining this. You're on video. The whole situation's been on video. I've got my GoPro on. I don't actually have my GoPro on. And then I said, so enjoy your 15 minutes of fame for this. And he was a bit reluctant to then do anything with me. I kind of shut that conversation down. I probably played my ace card too quickly, because then he just walked away from me, and he didn't really take his dog with him. He just walked away from me. So he was in the hope that the dog was going to follow, and eventually it did. Ruby, you're going to pull me off the hill, sweet. Come on. Come on. So yeah, so a frustrating start to our day. And interestingly, we have a couple of dogs in our midst that are slightly reactive to that situation. They're not as friendly as they might appear on camera just now. We won't tell tales on them, we won't name names, but they dealt with the situation very well. Very well. They were incredibly responsive to me. They stood their ground well. They weren't happy with the dog's presence, but they suffered it for a minute or two. There we go. I kind of feel like I've got something off my chest and I feel a bit better, thank you. But oh goodness me, what a frustrating man. I might put his picture on the title of this video, just so if he ever comes looking for the business, you'll see himself first. Up here we've got some, hopefully some water pools, either rainwater or dew. Here we go. So this will be fresh water for the dogs to have a little taste of. Yes, there'll be 2 or 3 of these about. I think it's quite hot compared to the actual temperature. I think the temperature's like 4 or 5 degrees, but in the sun, oh, it's lovely. I've got my t-shirt on. I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving this. Good morning, Melanie. How are we? Thank you for tuning in. And hello, morning. Hey, what's the oldest dog I work with? What a great question. So the oldest dog is not out with us just now. We have 2 that are the same age. I'm not quite sure which is technically the elder statesman, but they're actually both out this afternoon. One of my pointers, Lottie, she's 13, and our Jack Russell, Lily, is 13 or 14, I think. So they're both around about the same age. And certainly for Lottie, the pointer, for a bigger dog, that's a grand age. So I think I've been, help me out with the maths here, guys. I started the business in 2018. So I've walked Lottie more or less, for argument's sake, since day 1. Let's just say that for argument's sake. I was a few months in. So how many years ago was that? Is that 7 years ago? Is it 8? I can't think at all. I'm kind of trying to multitask here and my brain's not firing. Anyway, so I've had her since 2018. Phenomenal dog. I've seen her obviously age a little bit, which is a bit sad. But I've also seen some incredible things from her. And in particular, I'll tell you the best story. So it was this time of year, and maybe the first year or the second year that she was with the pack. And we went to a place where there's a reservoir, a big frozen lake. It was really cold, it was really snowy, and it was way before lockdown, so people weren't exploring these places like they are nowadays. God, we'd never get there because the number of people that would be up there doing all sorts. So one of our young dogs, one of the pups, genuinely, I think they were 6 months old at the time, maybe 7 or 8 months old. They kind of wandered into the ice, and a few of the dogs have been doing the same, and they had been breaking up the ice at the edge of the water and things like that. Especially there's a couple of labs that were out, and they were just thrashing around in the water. But Magnus, he was so light, he'd probably be under sort of 8 kilos. He just trotted onto the ice, and then he fell through the ice. and I have never panicked like it in my life. No, I didn't panic in the sense that I made bad decisions, but like my heart went into my mouth more than ever before. I've looked after these guys like every day for the last 8 years. We've never had such a dramatic situation happen. And would you know what happened? Lottie thrashed through the ice, picked up Magnus by the scruff of the neck, and threw Magnus onto the shoreline, where he promptly shook himself off and then didn't stop running for about an hour. He was frozen, the poor thing. I toweled him off with my jumper and my jacket, and he was fine. He had only been in the water for a matter of seconds, but potentially, I mean, if that was a human, that's enough to give you a heart attack, right? And yeah, he ran and ran and ran this adrenaline off all day, and Lottie just acted as if nothing had happened. She just walked by my side, and it is one of the best memories that I have of her. We're going to have many more memories with Lottie, but certainly from the point of view of her being heroic and just very nonchalant about it and just throwing herself in there, she certainly acted quicker than I did, and saved little Magnus's bacon. So there we go. I don't know where I got to there. That was a question way back in the chat. Thick fog in Perthshire to Inverness. Oh wow, I'm surprised about that. It feels like there's, well, maybe I can understand that little bit of Perthshire that is in that sort of valley as you sort of arrive into it. I can understand that being a bit foggy. I can't imagine the sun gets into certain parts of that in the morning, but interesting. Yeah, the top G. Yeah, that's exactly what I did to myself. Exactly. Just what Stanley's doing right now. Excuse me, guys, while I pick up after Stanley. This is actually a bit of a milestone for you, young man, because this is the first poo that you've done with the pack. Don't worry, guys, you won't see it. I won't show you. But yeah, I'm very happy about that. Well done, buddy. Well done. So with Stanley being new to the team, there's certain stress triggers we're looking out for, and one of them is if they don't poo around the other dogs. That can be quite a stressful thing. So new dogs that join us, sometimes if they're a bit more dominant and they've got no care in the world, if they're a bit less fearful, shall we say, they just jump out the van and poo straight away with the others. And they all are pretty regular, pretty good clockwork. They just go straight away. But for this young man on his round about his 10th walk, this is the first poo we've seen, and it's not uncommon. He wouldn't poo at this time. You know, it wouldn't be norm for him to poo at this time of the day, but he should be pooing on the walk, and so we've done that. So I'm very happy. Well done, young man. Well done. Yeah, God. Lol, your Beagle Basset lived to 17. Shared many smiles, and your Ruby looks so much like. Ah, oh, where is Ruby? There we go. Oh, the tail was shot off. Oh goodness me! I only half read your comment there. Ah, they're tough. They don't need their tail, especially when they're hunting. It just gets in the way, right? It's probably, you know, Ruby's white tipped tail poking out of the reeds. Probably be something to get aimed at, right? She needs to wear a wee orange hat on the top of her tail. Yeah, poop shy. Too poop shy. That's a good expression. Oh, listen to this, guys. Listen, I've got a challenge, right? So I do this thing with my afternoon dogs. I've posted a couple of them on my shorts part of this channel. You know, the kind of thing that YouTube does. It's like TikTok. So it's the dog sitting waiting, and it's not these guys, it's my afternoon guys. So it's the labs and the pointers and the bigger dogs, basically. And so I've got to get them to sit like where Charlie is, and then I'll walk backwards, I'll walk away from them, and the last dog to stay sitting wins the prize that day. The owners love it. The owners absolutely lap this up. It is brilliant, especially if their dog's like in the final few dogs to move, and I can get some distance away from them before they start moving. Go and have a look at that if you've not seen that already. But we were trying to think of a name for it, you know, like something catchy, something I don't know, like you when I tell you the name that we've came up with, you'll understand what I mean. But if you can think of a better one, then please fill in. So the point of the exercise is getting them to sit so I can go and drop their poo bags into a bin that's behind me. That's really the point of doing it. And so we named the process Sit Happens, you know, because they're sitting waiting. Like I feel the tumbleweed rolling past right now as I say that. Sit Happens, anyone? No? No? Okay, well, maybe, yeah, the patience. Yeah, I can see a couple of smiley reactions on the thing. Thank you. Sit Happens, eh? I thought that's quite good. I think it's the best out of the ones the owners and I came up with. I can't access anything else on my phone while I'm doing this, so I need to prepare more for my next live stream. I need to have stuff written on my hand and prompts and cues and things. So anyway, very funny, in my opinion. The dogs love the little challenge. The owners love seeing how their dogs do. And I'll just show you as an example. So Otis is way back there. He's practicing it. He must have heard me say the word sit. Otis, come! And this is what I was talking about with when you ask your dog to come to you, you need to come within 2 meters when asked, no matter what. Hey, that's not 2 meters. That's easy 2.5. You're going to get me in trouble. Eh? I mean, I am allowed to do a little bit of work as well. I can move to them, but anyway. The patience test, wait to win. I need to come back and check these all later. I'll never remember, but I do watch bits and pieces of the situation back, so. Right, I'm going to answer this question, and then I think by the time we get to the summit, I'll have answered that. And then I'll show you around, and then we'll probably drop off. So the question in the chat is, what's the most unique dog name? So we've got some good ones in the pack, some beautiful ones. We've got, well, who do we have today? We've got Nell, Charlie, Ruby, Barney, Otis, Stanley. Not to say they're not unique, but I reckon if I printed off a list of the top 25 dog names, the top 100 dog names in the UK, I imagine they would all feature, to be fair. But we do have, wait now, 2 seconds. Just pop into this side, guys. In here, Stanley. Stanley, in you come, bud. Morning. How are you doing? You managed past us okay?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Just mind your feet on the lead. That's the only thing I'd say. Hello, gorgeous. Another border. Hey, hello. We'll let you pass while we pull in. Good, you guys. Well done. Well done. Oh, sorry if I was holding the poo bag in front there. Well done, you guys. Names, yeah. So one of our border terriers is called Biscuit, which I really like. Yeah, I don't know if is that the most unique. We've got a poodle in the afternoon called Blossom. She's a lovely dog. She's a bonkers dog. We need to show more of Blossom, I think, on these lives. We need to get the afternoon gang out. She's crazy. in a fun way. She's a real good dog. Big poodle. I think she's a poodle collie. So she's got a... Oh yeah! I've just fallen. Are you still there? I've just fallen over. Is everyone still there? I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Can you see okay? Oh my goodness, I just stood still and my foot just went right from underneath me. Soft mud. Anyway. So yeah, so you've put me on the spot though. I'm trying to think of the other names that we've got. There's a dog that we meet quite regularly called Puzzle, which I think is a great name. And Puzzle's a great dog, to be fair. Really nice nature. Plays with these guys, the morning gang, quite regularly. So that Puzzle might take it actually. That's a good one. That is a good one. Almost fell again there. My goodness. Gravity checked, yeah. Mayday. Melanie, how did I not recall that? I didn't realise that. That's great. Keep coming, guys. Keep coming. Oh, Melanie wins it in the chat potentially. That's nice. Yeah. Right, we're at the summit. Let's just spin around, have a look at Edinburgh in all its splendour. It's really about you guys though, isn't it? It's really about you. So there we go. Thank you for being a sympathetic ear in more ways than one. I mean that really sincerely. I ranted first thing when we came on about a dog that wouldn't leave us alone. And I feel better for having said it out loud. So, if we ever see that guy again, he was just shouting at me, swearing. It's not the way to deal with things, you know. It's just not. I just asked, hey, just get your dog away. Don't engage. Just keep moving. So you can see this is a bother. You know, you're inconveniencing me. And he thought he had the right to, so I've got that off my chest. I feel like I'm bringing it back out again, but let's stop there. Let's check myself. Let's do a gravity check. A gravity check on the situation. Oh, Melanie, thank you. Here for you. That's really kind. Right, from the team and I, we're going to sign off. We've had a great walk, actually, to be fair. Oh, who's this? Das Gita! Oh my goodness. I don't mind this. This is one of the dogs we walk. Well, we used to walk. Hi, Julie. Tosca moved out of our area, so she's one of the team. So I don't mind this kind of approach. And I think you can tell from the dog's reaction, no one's too phased by her turning up. Lovely. Yeah, Tosca. I love it. I don't think she's met Stanley though, so this will be interesting. But hi, sweetie. I'm not allowed to give you a biscuit. You're on a diet. I know. I still know everything about you. Yes, I do. Right, from me and Tosca and the team, I'm going to spend some time with her. And we're going to sign off. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Take care, everyone. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Hey, Yuli.